Good morning. My name is Joseph Marshall, and today I'll be going over ballistics as well as the four steps and some basic terms and knowledge. Uh, the four steps of ballistics are internal ballistics, transitional ballistics, external ballistics, and terminal ballistics. Internal ballistics is from the point in which that firing pin strikes the round and that explosion happens to the point in which it's going to leave the barrel. Transitional ballistics takes over, and it's the point in which it leaves the barrel to the point in which the atmospheric conditions stabilize behind the round. External ballistics is the behavior of the projectile in flight, and terminal ballistics is what happens after the bullet impacts whatever you're shooting at. Something that I found interesting when I was conducting my outside research was actually from a website called trdcrft.com. It's from a article they posted on November 7th, 2023, titled Terminal Ballistics 101 Guide. And they stated that understanding the term terminal ballistics is paramount for the design of both offensive and defensive materials, including the development of body armor and the overall effectiveness of a projectile. The design of a projectile greatly influences the terminal behavior. Variables such as shape, composition, and mass directly relate to the round's penetration, expansion, and fragmentation. So that goes into variables. What variables do we have in each step? Internal ballistics, we have different coatings on the rounds, different coatings in the barrel. How much friction is caused, either increased or reduced, as that round's passing through. Less friction equals more velocity. Also, less friction equals longer barrel life. And longer barrel life also plays a factor into it because the more damaged the inside of a barrel is, the more gas is going to escape around the round as it's firing, which decreases muzzle velocity, decreases accuracy, decreases the bullet's flight path overall because you're not going to have all the gas behind it. You're going to have 90% or 80%, etc. External ballistics, you have the actual ballistic coefficient of the round, which has to do with the sectional density, which we'll go into that later, but also velocity, mass, and the atmospheric conditions. A bullet's going to fly faster and farther in perfect weather versus a thunderstorm. Transitional ballistics, you have the actual type of projectile, what firearm it's being fired from, as well as also the atmospheric conditions. Inclement weather, it's going to take a lot more for that round to stabilize, for that pressure to stabilize behind the round. And terminal ballistics, the design and makeup of the projectile as well as the target material itself. What are you trying to put this bullet through? Are you just shooting at steel plinkers, or are you shooting through ballistic gel or paper or clothing, or how that round impacts and acts upon impact is terminal ballistics. Sectional density. Sectional density is the ratio of the projectile's mass to its diameter. The greater the mass to diameter ratio, the greater the penetration. If you have a lower sectional density, you're going to have more wind resistance, more air resistance, and drag pushing against the round, making it fly slower. It might, wobble during flight due to the outside influences on it. And then a higher sectional density is going to have less area where those outside that outside atmosphere acts against it. And less drag equals more velocity, so it's going to fly farther and faster. Sintering. Sintering is the process of taking a powdered metallic material and heating it up just below the point of melting to where the material actually bonds together. The particles actually bond together. This increases strength and toughness of the metal and makes it less porous. From KindleTech.com, they had a article about a month ago. It doesn't give an exact date, but it says, "What is sintering and why is it important? Transform powdered materials into high performance components." in the article it says sintering is the process of heating powdered metal to a point below melting to bond particles and reduce pores. This is important because it allows material to strengthen and become tough. Sintering also allows for more intricate shapes to be produced. So that's something I had no idea what that term even meant. I didn't even know it was an actual word. So it was kind of cool to read about. Got me got me thinking about the uses for it, and yeah, that's my video presentation for week one. And once again, my name is Joseph Marshall. Thank you for listening.